What's up, YouTube? It's me, Schmmo. I'm back for another manga review, and I've been holding off on this because I knew it was coming, but Farming Life in Another World was announced and confirmed for a anime in winter of 2023, so like January-ish of 2023, and I think it's about time we dive in. It's a very wholesome, new age isekai, and I say that because it's a man rediscovering himself, getting a second chance in life because he wasn't given a good one to begin with. Now, we're going to do it like we always do. We're going to talk about it generally, do a good in-depth talk about the first volume, and then talk about the art and wrap it all up. So let's get right into it. After Hirokaru dies of a serious illness, God brings him back to life, gives him health and youth back, and sends him to a fantasy world of his choice. In order to enjoy the second shot, God bestows upon him the mighty farming tool, the almighty farming tool. Watch Hikaru dig, chop, and plow through another world in this laid-back farming fantasy. So basically it follows our homeboy, Hikaru Machio. He wasn't treated good in life, needless to say, and I'll explain later on, but he was very sick, lost his parents early on, and, well, he died, as a Japanese businessman. So when God came to him and said, you did not have a fair life and it wasn't good to you. So what can I do to help you? He's like, I just want a good life. I want to live somewhere disease-free that I can't, my body can't get any diseases. I just want to live in peace, and I just want to farm. And the God's like, are you sure that's all you want? He's like, yeah, that's all I want. He's like, all right, cool. I'll give you this extra thing. So you follow our boy. He's just going through, farming, doing all this stuff. As he gets to this land, he finds this giant tree, makes a home in the tree. He comes across different animals that end up joining him in his crusade. I like this because it's a nice change of pace. It is nothing too crazy. Yeah, there's some action and little stuff here and there, but it's like funny action. It's nothing too serious. It's just sitting back, watching a man figure out how he wants to do things, how he tackles different problems, how he tries to build up this like new land he's dealing with, all in like a good wholesome atmospheric thing. Everything just works together perfectly fine. So, and then he comes across, like I said, a giant spider, comes across like these wolves that have like these spike things, and then he comes across a vampire, comes across an angel. Literally, right off the bat, this man gets blessed because God feels so bad for how he was treated in his other world. And he's still trying to make it up, and he's like, oh, I put him in the wrong place. Oh, wait a minute, he's fine because of the almighty tool. So a lot of the things really do crutch off the almighty tool, not gonna lie. It's kind of ridiculous, because all he has to do is, I want apples. A couple days later, oh, I have apple trees. I want beans. Alright, now I have beans. Alright, now I need to dig to this river. And he has stamina, he builds up upon it, he just gets stronger and stronger, to which they start referring to him as a god, and all on and so forth. And as you see on the cover here, here's the vampire. There you go, there's the vampire, there's the angel. On the back, you got Zabuton, the giant spider, and then you got Yuki and Koro with the dogs, which are very cute. The art style and how this book carries itself is very cute. So now, if this doesn't persuade you to at least check it out, go pick it up at the Barnes & Nobles and just flip through it. I'm going to go in more in detail. Here's the tag code here. Skip it. Avoid it. So, like I said, our main character is Hikaru Machio. He is a middle-aged Japanese man who ends up dying from this disease. He got sudden poor health from how he lived and tried to make ends meet, and unfortunately that is what killed him. And like I said, his relatives didn't really care for him after he lost his parents at a young age, so he had to huff out life by himself. So once he dies, he's in front of this omnipotent being with no face, no nothing, and you call him God. We'll refer to him God because that's what he does in the book, and basically informs him, you were gypped, you did not have a good life, so I'm going to give you a good life. Where he's like, you can ask me for anything, and Machio's like, I just want a healthy body, and I just want to farm. He's like, alright, I can give you a body where I can get no diseases, and I can give you a farm. I can give you farmland. What else do you want? A peaceful life, I guess, and something to, do this in, and just peace. And the god's like, okay, super simple enough, I suppose. You don't want to go be a hero, you don't want to be... Nope, I just want to sit back and enjoy life. I want to think things easy. I want to discover it, make it myself, build it myself, enjoy life. Alright, cool. So he gives him this land, and he puts him in front of this giant tree, to which he burrows out, makes this his home. it becomes the focal point of what becomes a village later on. So you follow Machio. He's figuring out. He's like, all right, I've never done this before, so let's see what this tool can do. You see him messing around, trying to figure out what he can eat, what he can't eat. And since he's given his good body, he can pretty much eat anything. And he's discovering slowly what's good, what's not. And as he's doing this, farming, he discovers this giant spider that lives in a tree, Zabuton. Becomes very good friends with her. And she ends up helping him, like making clothes. Pointing, telling him which direction where to go, where there's monsters, what's good, what's not. Becoming really good, close friends with this giant spider. And then as that happens, Zabuton sets up like a self-defense thing because she loves him. They're good friends. They become good friends and, wants to protect each other, All of a sudden it goes off. Now you got these Inferno Hounds coming. Yuki and Kuro. They basically become his lore dogs. They become his army of dogs. And I say army because as the book goes on, they go through mating seasons where they all go away, come back with more partners, rinse and repeat, to the point where he builds a lot on his land just for the dogs, for them to sleep, mate, do all this stuff, hibernate, keep warm, do all this stuff. And does the same thing with Zabuton. He gives them whatever they want. He can build it up real quick because with the power of this almighty tool, it can turn into a plow, it can turn into a shovel, it can do all these cool, amazing things. And as, like I said in the earlier part, the god wants to protect him because the god feels bad for everything that's happened to him, and he really hasn't had a good jip in life. And everything that God tries to do sometimes backfires, and there's little snippets when you go into the next chapters, realizing oh my god, I messed up. But you see that it doesn't affect Machio because of everything that the god gave him. It just plows through, and it's not an issue at all. It's actually pretty funny in a retrospect because he just thinks, oh well, this is part of the life. Whereas in retrospect, oh god, I put him in a very dangerous filled forest. Oh god, all these monsters are gone. He's tamed them all. They all love him. What's going on? It's just how he is and how he is as a person. So as he starts developing this village of his, he's slowly building up buildings. He built a shrine to the god. He's made it a home. He's making a cellar, doing all this stuff. All of a sudden, the alarms go off again. Kuro and Yuki and all their pups are fighting this random chick that he finds. So he runs off to these woods and finds Rurushi. There's the thing here. It's just a bunch of ruse. But it's basically a female vampire who's in small and lolly form. So because of his healthy body, he realizes that she needs, blood. So he's just go ahead and do it. And as she drinks on more body, she gets back to her normal self, becomes her full, mature self, 25, 26, instead of a 10-year-old, that kind of thing. Because it's manga, anime, and that's how we roll around here, apparently. Anyway, so he ends up taking her in, saying, don't worry, you don't have to run anywhere, you can stay with me. It is perfectly fine. I will gladly have someone else I can talk to. And to which that ends up being a skilled musician. She's super skilled at magic and teaches him hey, this is how the world works. This is how you can do this. This is how certain things work. So he starts to learn about the world itself through her because someone else can talk instead of just some animals. So he's not just fumbling around trying to figure stuff out. And it's very nice to the point where they think they end up dating in the first volume. I'm not sure. They end up dating and falling in love in the first volume because he's I just want to have a healthy wife. I want to have love. I want to get support. All this stuff. He's super wholesome with everything. And at the end, there is a female angel that comes in by the name of Tia. She comes in, same thing as Rue. Gets attacked by the animals. She's basically the angel leader of the angels in her area, and she somehow got separated and then got the crap beat out of her by the dogs. And well, she ends up sticking around later on. You find out in the beginning of the second volume, she ends up sticking around, but she ends up doing the same thing as Rue, falling in love, enjoying the simplicity of this village, how easy it is, how great he is, and how strong he is. So, throughout the first volume, you literally learn how everything begins. And it takes you step by step, his thinking. He's I want this. I would like some condiments, so let me try and get some soybeans. I want some fruit. Let me get some fruit like apples and oranges. Alright, I need some greens. I need this, that, third. And he starts bringing in these vegetables that aren't natural to this world because of his mind and because of the almighty tool. And it's very interesting, which I'm kind of happy this is getting an anime season because it's going to introduce something, a nice change of pace from One Piece, from Overlord, from all that stuff that's going on right now. A nice break, and I can't wait for people to see this because I've been hyped and waiting for it. So, check it out. But now let's talk about the art style because the art style is simple, but it stands out. So overall, you can tell that the art style does kind of blend in, doesn't really stand out until you start getting into it. Once you start reading, you start to notice little nuances, like the designs on Zabuton, for example. Like, you see that it's starting to get, it's detailed. It shows little crevices, shows the little hairs. All right, cool. Same with Rushia. I can't really show because I just went to a bad page, but it shows like, all right, cool. I got this nice vampire that shows off different things, but she also grows up, changes. You see the change. It doesn't stick with the one thing. In the environment, you see the, like, how they take and handle the trees, how they handle the crops, the details when it comes to that. Especially when they bring in new people, everyone has memorable designs, especially the side characters that show up here and there randomly later on. And in this, it's kind of hard to remember the dogs, but they give the dogs each different characteristics to which the character himself also remember, and can name every single dog that comes up. And there's like, at one point, there's like hundreds of them, and he remembers all the names. Like, it's to that point of detail that they focus on, and it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. Like I said, it's very simplistic, and it doesn't overload the senses, which is nice. Unlike if you're to look at some things like Berserk, which might overload some people's senses with all the blood, guts, and gore. Same with Trinity 7 with all the magic and everything that's going on. There's different volumes. I can give an example. This just stays back, relax, calm, doesn't overdo it. And I think it would be very beautiful in color, because as you can tell from the front, the palette's like very nice. And I'm really curious on how the palette color is going to come out for the anime. So, Farming Life Another World, I've been reading this since it came out in like 2020. I think we got it over here, 2021, I'm not sure. But I read it since it's been coming out, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. It has helped me through COVID. It's one of my like little dirty pleasures. That sounds bad, since Restaurant to Another World's done. I read all the light novels, I did all that stuff. Been looking for something new. I'm working on Otherworldly Isekai Nobu, which I've already done a manga review, which please go check that out. But this is filled in the spot for Restaurant in Another World for me, and I really think you guys will enjoy this as well. So please pick this up. Please go watch it when it comes out in, what, January? Yeah, like I said, January 2023. Please do it. Support it. Let me know what you guys think. This was nice, simple, different change, nice, clean. Let me know. And I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.